shop, I have carpal tunnel. And I thought that was for old people. Turns out I'm old people. I did used to think that carpal tunnel was like a kind of slut slang. Like she has carpal tunnel. Okay, I did think people were saying carpool tunnel. Like that tunnel seems so much traffic she needs an HOV lane, you know? Open the back tunnel. I don't know. No, but carpal tunnel could also kind of mean the same thing. I mean, I've done the work, I've gotten some jobs done. 4-play, what about 5-play? No, and the digits are now retired. I've served this country. No, carpal tunnel is more like being in the car and just being like, are we there yet? Are we getting off soon? When's the exit? You know? Speaking of being in a relationship, it's taking a toll on me physically. No, but it's good. We've surpassed the mile marker of my past 7-month marriage. About a decade ago, I was married for 7 months, and we've made it past that, so that's cool. I realize that is not impressive. Like, I've had blocks of cheddar in my fridge for longer than that period of time. I get it, okay? But we all have our individual milestones, okay? And mine are a little different. I do have friends who are like more traditional, like they're married, they have kids, they have mortgages, they have microwaves, you know? I have never owned a microwave. I don't know why, I'm just like not ready for it. It takes me so long to heat up food. No, and I have friends who are like showing off their engagement rings, and I'm like, oh cool, thanks for noticing my class ring from high school that I wear. I really value education. Whatever, bitch. Oh, what? No, we all have our own things. It's fine. I got a wedding invite in the mail recently, and I didn't like the RSVP. I don't like being put into a box, and like there were only 2 boxes for me to select from. One was to accept the invitation with pleasure or decline with regret. And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't feel either of those. So I was like, I'm gonna choose my own adventure. I made my own box, and I wrote, decline with pleasure. And I sent that puppy in the mail. Haven't heard from her since. But no, I decline with so much pleasure. I'm gonna have a bottle of Snoop Dogg wine, no pants. She's gonna be getting married, making a mistake. It's fine. It's fine. I could have accepted with regret, but I didn't want to bother with booking the flight. No, weddings are silly. I mean, we've all had like sandwiches more memorable than an event we've been to. You know what I mean? Like, I talk about the tuna melt from Meat Montana more than any event I've ever been to. It's so good, you guys. Really try the tuna melt. I know it sounds gross, but it's so good. Yeah, weddings. Marriage is bananas. Weddings are bananas. Nothing against bananas. I actually have a tattoo of a banana on my wrist. You can't see it. Take a shot every time I say banana for the next minute. It's going to be a lot. Bananas are great. No, I have a tattoo of a banana. You know, some people have tattoos of like, you know, their children's names or like the word breathe. That's so stupid. Every time I see a person with like a breathe tattoo, I'm like, okay. Maybe you should stop, you know? But I have a banana tattoo, and it's a reminder to me that I could have been a banana. No, y'all could have been bananas, okay? We share 60% of our DNA with bananas, which is bananas, okay? like, I tell myself that as a good thing. Like, if I bomb tonight, whatever, I could have been a banana. And then other times, I'm at work and I'm like, could have been a banana. Sounds really nice right now. Some people don't believe we share that much DNA with bananas. I'm like, look at half of our population. They're walking around with built-in bananas. Some are peeled, some are unpeeled. They're all precious. Oh man. Speaking of bananas caught in the wild, I caught my banana on Tinder. Some people catch fish, some people catch herpes. I got a banana, which is cool. I was really tired of going on the other dating apps. My last straw was I was on this site called makebroken.com, and I was at, wits end. I thought it was a site for like sad Irish people to hook up. Turns out it's a real website you can go to see if your local McDonald's ice cream machine is working or not. Which I imagine if you're on that website, you are sad and single. They should just rebrand it into a dating site. Be like, your local machine is down, but so is Billy's. Dip your meat in a different kind of milkshake tonight. I don't know, we're just spitballing. But yeah, caught my banana on Tinder. My boyfriend he's a hunter. He's very outdoorsy, studies wildlife biology. We were outside once and he just sniffed the air and he was like, an elk has been here. I was like, we're in a Costco parking lot. Yeah, and I realized through this relationship though that like I'm a gatherer. I don't gather anything useful. I'm not gathering berries or anything. I'm just gathering evidence, building a case against him for no reason. He doesn't deserve it. He's here tonight, everybody. But still, I'm always building a case. Always. Yeah, like once I caught him Googling clematis, some like abracadabra after, I don't know, scientific word. And I was like, excuse me, do we need to talk? Like, is that, I thought it was an STD. I was like, clematis? And he goes to me, he's like, no, it's just old man's beard. And I was like, that's somehow worse. He was like looking at plant porn. I was like, old man's beard? But you have a lovely bush right here. I also got mad at him. He was like going beaver trapping. I was like, you already trapped one. What are you doing? I was like, but their pelts are so soft. And I was like, but you have fine Italian leather right here. Just building that case. But through this relationship, I've convinced myself I think I would make an excellent lawyer. Because I can just make something out of absolutely nothing. Yeah, so you can call me Judge Jackie. I actually have started working at a law office. And I've been getting a lot of emails from like old men asking me if I need a wet signature on their documents. I had never heard that term in my life. I was like, oh, sir, it's 8 a.m. Let's start with a dry handshake and see what happens. Wet signature sounds like some kind of like sex tag. Like, what's your wet signature? Mine is a starfish. Some light hair pulling. Water break. Yeah, wet signature. Yeah, it's not my first time working in a law office, though. I temped at one when I was in New York, and I had nothing to do there. I was basically a seat filler. And the lawyer came up to me one day, and he was like, hey, I have something for you to do. And I was like, great. And he was like, you know the plants in the conference room? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, can you water those? Sure. So I go in, and they're like big conference room plants. So I have a lot of water, I'm watering them, and they're like, who's the wet signature now, bitch? Water them, go back to the desk. Approximately like 4.5 minutes later, a lawyer comes back to me and he's like, hey, we have a situation in the conference room. And I was like, what? And he was like, remember those plants I asked you to water? Yeah. Well, my bad, turns out they were fake. So now there's water pooling all over the conference room floor. I need you to go clean it up. So as I was on my hands and knees sopping up this water, I was like, I think I could be a fucking lawyer. Like, this guy's a lawyer. I'm like, he's an idiot. I'm an idiot because I didn't know a fake plant from a real one. Okay, I think I could be a lawyer. Yeah, I don't know shit about plants. I can't take care of much. Children, forget about it. I tell people I don't have a biological clock, or if I do, it's like one of the round ones that I don't know how to read. Well, I don't know what time it is, but I don't think it's baby time, you know, but I have a barkological clock that has been pawing at me. Thanks for that one laugh. No, but every time I see a dog now, I'm just like, oh my god, my ovaries. I need one. I'm gonna get one this year, I think. I don't have anything against kids though. Like I did host an Easter egg hunt for the kids. Instead of filling the eggs though with like chocolate or pennies or whatever, I actually fill them with emergency contraceptives. I thought it was a good teachable moment, you know, like, hey Billy, you found an egg, here's how you get rid of it. This world is overpopulated. The first time I heard about someone freezing their eggs, it was actually my friend who's like a total health nut. So I thought she was like talking about a new keto diet. And I was like, that sounds so sad. That's like the saddest Pinterest recipe I've ever heard, freezing eggs and eating them. She was like, you want to be a lawyer? Yeah. No, but then she told me what it is. She's like, no, it's my eggs, you know, for future insemination or whatever. And I was like, oh my god, that's even sadder. Don't do that. I think that's the problem with kids today. They all have fucking freezer burn. They're all freezer burn, and that is why I don't own a microwave, because I don't need people trying to warm up their freezer burn eggs in my company. Okay? I'm Jackie. You guys have been great. Thank you for having me.